2023 is shaping out to be one of the best years for gaming, if not the best. There are so many amazing single player games that you need to know. That is why I needed to do a video about this, and I need to buy all of these games.
Anton, you've bought way too many games this year. It's all you do.
Els, this is a part-time job and it's gonna become my full-time job, so that is why.
You never actually let me play either.
You know, most of these games are single player games. They're not multiplayer.
You're not sleeping in the bed tonight.
Don't worry guys, she always gets a bit like that because she'll be fine in a couple of hours. So if you've just bought a PS5 and you're wondering what game should I play in 2023 that I can enjoy and waste my money on, then you need to know about these 16 must-play PS5 games to play on your PS5 in 2023. And FYI, they're in no particular order, and some of these games are out and some of them are coming out, and speaking about this video just literally gets me hyped. I spoke about the remake of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater that is gonna come eventually, but there's also some other games from the Metal Gear Solid franchise. They are releasing the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, which include Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. These are gonna be HD remasters, and I did say in a previous video that I've actually never played any of the Metal Gear games. I think just one, and I can't remember what it was, and I thought I'd get annihilated for it. Nice to know that everyone's in FBI, open up! Oh, I knew it. And even though we got 3 games announced, supposedly we're actually getting 5 games. And it is evident from the PSN store. What? I know! In number 15, I was super excited for Wulong Fallen Dynasty, that semi-open world feel that looks like and feels like a Souls game. Yeah, it's still on my backlog. Now, if you like Sekiro, then this game is very similar to that. It's fast-paced combat, the enemies, the parrying, which you're going to be doing a lot of, and of course the dying. It is all about timing in this game, so that's where it can get a little bit frustrating. If you do not parry at the right time, then you may have just opened up a massive attack, but if you do, then this can stagger your opponent and then you can move in for the critical hit. It's all about learning your enemy attacks, and some of these enemies' attack sequence can last for such a long time that you'll probably be parrying too early or too late, but it's going to take you a bit of time to get used to. Unless you're a hardcore Sekiro fan or Elden Ring, then you might pick it up quite quickly. Instead of stamina, the game uses a spirit and morale system, and this controls the flow of the battles. This can get confusing for newcomers, but it's just something you have to get used to. In number 14, we have a game that I am super excited for because it just looks freaking awesome. You have magical abilities to stop the Everwar and to save Avium. You will need to uncover the mysteries of Avium in order to save it. You play as Jack and you will unlock more than 25 spells, which in the gameplay trailer we got really impressed me. It looks very similar to Ghostwire Tokyo, but in that gameplay trailer, the graphics looked unreal. It's hot in here. Some of your abilities will include using guns that come from your hand. Putting all these magical abilities together looks hella fun. From offensive to defense, it just looks like there is a lot going on here. Looking at some of the RPG elements of this game, the leveling up, the abilities, gear, crafting, and for a second when I saw currency, I thought to myself,
microtransactions.
But don't worry, I checked, there is no microtransactions in this game. But you, although it's being published by EA.
No.
The puzzles you get to experience in this game, the enemies, the fighting, the combat, everything about this game so far, I'm very, very excited for, but it's EA. In number 13, Dead Island 2 is one of the surprises for this year. It only took 10 years for this sequel to come out, and this was in development hell. But when this finally released, would you believe it? It wasn't broken, the performance of this game was insane, and it was such a fun game. We actually streamed it on the channel, and you guys know how much I enjoyed this game. The gore system is a joke, there are so many weapons in the game that you can upgrade, and you can level up your character with certain abilities and perks. It works so well being a semi-open world with the different zones, and within each zone there are stupid side missions you can do which are so much fun, and just simply exploring LA, it is breathtaking. These graphics as well as the small little details are amazing, and if you wanted you could play co-op mode with up to 3 other friends, which I still need to try. But if you want to see a full review you can click the link, and I cannot recommend this game enough, and you can play it now instead of waiting a year for them to fix the damn game. A game that just got released by one of the best companies to work for.
Activision Blizzard.
You piece of shit!
You piece of shit!
Diablo 4 has received amazing reviews, and even though this isn't my sort of game, there is no denying that this game looks super fun. The graphics look sharp, and there is so much to do in this game. You have 5 character classes to choose from, which each have their own abilities and style. The customization is so detailed in this game with each gear or build you have. For instance, you may get damage reduction wearing certain clothing or increase your health during combat. As much as amazing this game looks, it doesn't really appeal to me, but I've heard such amazing feedback for the community on Discord. They put hours and hours into this game, so it's definitely a game I want to try. I'm not sure when I'm going to try this game out, but it's going to have to just go in the back of the line, and eventually I will play it. And also there are microtransactions in the game for your customization. So Mortal Kombat 1 is being rebooted and it is releasing just on current gen consoles. And just as I was scripting this video, Summer Games Fest happened and we finally got some gameplay to this game. The brutal combat looks insane and the visuals look stunning. I am not much of a fighting game fan, but there has been so many Mortal Kombat games. I am so glad that they have rebooted this franchise because I feel like it encourages new players to try this game out. And I can't remember the last time I played a Street Fighter game. I said that wrong. There is a new fighting system, the return of legendary characters with new backstories and rivalries and new additions. I hope they go the route with Street Fighter 6 because I love the fact that they had that campaign mode where it makes it a bit more story, single player instead of just multiplayer all the time. So let's see what's going to happen with Mortal Kombat 1. And speaking of Street Fighter 6, I really love the fact that with Street Fighter 6 they have added that campaign mode and you can literally just travel throughout the street, find an old lady and beat the shit out of her. She probably deserved it. There's just so much more to it than just the classic multiplayer aspect of this game. You can fully customize your own character, and I tried to create myself on the live stream, and I ended up making Andrew Tate. That looks nothing like me.
You know, like supreme specimens of man.
I love the optional tutorial because the game encourages new players to get involved, and that is why I want to buy this game. But you know, I need to count my pennies at the minute because there's a lot of games coming out, so I need to be a bit more selective. Going around the city, completing missions and tasks, and learning how to actually fight instead of just button mashing. Leveling up your character and beating more experienced fighters as you go along. Throughout the game, you will meet iconic characters, and you could learn their fighting style. So if you have characters that were some of your favorite in this franchise, you could then eventually have your character fight like them. The characters in the game, there is so much variety in fighting styles, abilities, finishes, and I tell you what, there's some eye candy in this game. If you've played it, you have to let me know what you think. Do you love it? Is it addictive? Well, I would love to know what Andrew Tate thinks of me making him as a character in this game.
You don't do anything important. You're just living in your shit life.
Hey, I'm going to the gym later. And number 9, Alone in the Dark is finally coming out. Flipping out. This game has been on my list for a long time. And it's crazy that this old franchise is finally making a return. The original game came out 31 years ago in '92, and it is amazing this is getting a reboot. We recently got a lot of gameplay shown, and I'm even more excited for this game because one of my favorite actors is featured in this game. David Harbour will be one of the playable characters in the game, and then also Emily Hartwood, another popular actress. It really reminds me of Resident Evil, and it is crazy that this was the franchise that inspired Resident Evil, and now years later they take inspiration off Resident Evil. You get to play as either 2 of the characters as well as a younger child, I believe. I'm not sure if it was part of the demo, and I didn't even know there was a demo. It looks freaking scary, and you know me in scary games and Resident Evil, I cannot wait to play this game. Not today. We ain't dying today. In number 8, Final Fantasy 16 is round the flipping corner. And I feel like I've played the game already. We've seen all this gameplay and footage we've seen. I'm pretty sure we've seen the whole game. The combat is something very high paced, which I'm not really used to, but looks unbelievable. Quick firing attacks and spells and cinematic strikes, which will make the finishing moves super addictive. For newcomers like me, there will be a training mode to practice combos, and you can edit the combat system to suit you by equipping certain accessories, such as slowing down time during incoming attacks, or another that will automate evasion altogether. I will make sure I won't get spoon-fed too much because I want to just give this game a go. The hardest level. Medium. Cannot wait to upgrade Clive's abilities, and he will have his own skill tree that we can use the ability points to upgrade. Super sold on this game, and also we got more gameplay for Final Fantasy VII Part 2, I believe. I have to go back and play Final Fantasy VII Remake. There is a lot of games to get through. In number 7, we have another game that I've been waiting to hear a release date for, and that is Alan Wake 2. We got that release date, and also we can't buy it physical.
Son of a bitch!
I know, this is an absolute joke that we cannot buy this game physical because they want to save money. Summer Games Fest, we finally got more gameplay, and it was super impressive. We can play as a new protagonist, FBI agent Saga Anderson. So it's quite exciting that at times in the game it's going to switch from Alan to this FBI agent, and I think that just gives the game much more variety. I'm super ready for this game, and if you haven't played the first one, you have to play the first one. You'll be very, very surprised. It is such a good game for a remaster. It was a remaster, right? Because I get confused with how many remasters and remakes there's been. Calm down. And with Alan Wake 2, there's no doubt that it's going to be a success. I just can't believe they're not going to release a physical disc because they want to save money. Put it up by a $5 and I'll buy it. Stay calm, Anton. Just download it. No! In number 6, we have a remake, because this generation will be known for just remakes. This one is worth it. Resident Evil 4 Remake. What a game this was. And if you're worried that you need to play the others, you don't. You can jump right into Resident Evil 4, from its storyline to its gameplay, where you can crouch, parry, shoot the heck out of a load of flipping enemies, and this game is one of my favorite games from this year. If you like horror games, you're going to get a lot of jump scares. The weapons you get to find, unlock and upgrade, and from mini games that are so damn addictive, there is so much packed into this game. I have already done a spoiler-free review of this game, so you might want to see that. Yes, microtransactions were added after the game, and it isn't a problem. At the end of the day, if you want to upgrade your weapons pretty quickly, then you can do so. It doesn't affect the game because it was introduced afterwards. Now to the top 5.
Hello everyone, this is Peter Baka or Peter Pavlu. I just want to say this guy always tries to say how to support the channel. You know, he likes a coffee or a cafe, as we say in Greek. I just want to let you know that it is a way of supporting the channel. Or you could join our private Discord group. I'm gonna sort out an audio so we can do a voice chat. He hasn't sorted it yet because, you know, he's Greek. Anyways, bye-bye.
Dead Space Remake, another remake. This was another amazing game, even though there's just ridiculous amounts of remakes. Along with the Callisto Protocol, Dead Space Remake did feel a lot more smoother with the controls, the gunplay, and compared to the original, there are new areas added, and it's just a superior way to play this game. If you love horror games, jump scares, different weapons to shoot the hell out of these damn alien monster things, you will love this single player game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did get lost a bit in this game, and I was like, where do I go? Do I go here? I may have gone on YouTube to find some help. Also, there was a few glitches in the game where I was waiting for something to happen. I was like, what is going on? Then I realized there was a little glitch and I had to restart the game because something didn't activate. But there's been a lot of patches since I played the game when it first released, so it's probably in the best state it is. It wasn't broken at all. There was just a few minor glitches. So what another game? Mate, we don't have enough money. OnlyFans. No! I'm joking. I would never do that. In number 4, we finally got some gameplay to Assassin's Creed Mirage. And for all the old school Assassin's Creed fans like myself, this is a must play when this comes out, because you get to play as a flippin' assassin again. I am very curious to see what Ubisoft bring with this game, and even though I was very dubious about this game, seeing the gameplay footage, it's made me more confident in this game. I'm just hoping this game doesn't release flippin' buggy. I don't think they can afford to, but please, Come on, learn. The trailer does truly give me chills, the way Basim is moving through the city like an actual assassin, the way he can infiltrate buildings just like the old days, and of course the combat looks insane. Even though it does remind me of Assassin's Creed Origins, I really do hope Ubisoft bring back that positive light of the Assassin's Creed games, bring it back to where it was. I love it that it will be based in 9th century Baghdad and it will be a smaller map than any other recent games, focus on quality over quantity. It takes place a few decades before Valhalla. We've been promised a much more dense city. Stealth is going to be working because I'm pretty sure in the other games the stealth was broken.
Bruh.
And if you didn't see, Ubisoft dropped a video. A link will be in the description below. It's called A Return to Their Roots. This video was pretty cool. They ran through the parkour system, the stealth and the assassinations. And what else they said that blew my mind is that they said you can edit the color scheme of the game to match the first Assassin's Creed.
We also have a nice surprise for our long-timers. We implemented a nostalgic visual filter as an option for those who wish to explore the game with a desaturated blue-grey color palette from the very first AC game.
I just think that's an amazing option to have. In number 3, we have one of the best games of 2023, and it's a game that supposedly there was a boycott. Hogwarts Legacy, that made over $1 billion. Yeah, that boycott really worked. Now, I've done a dedicated video on this, so I'm not gonna dive too much into this game. Even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, you will love this game as an RPG, making your own character, learning spells. And it also dropped on previous gen consoles on May the 5th, and surprisingly, it runs really well. Where do you hear that nowadays with companies? Good on Avalanche Software for delivering on this game. They deserve all the positivity and success. You've shown the AAA companies how to do it. From simply exploring Hogwarts and everything around Hogwarts, flying on your broomstick, fighting enemies, especially from an original story. And I was very dubious about the combat in this game before I played it, and it just works. And you can assign certain spells in a certain order that you can remember, and it works. There is so much to do in this game, and I can't wait to pick it back up so I can complete all the little side quests, the Merlin trials, the rest of the collectibles. There's so much to explore. I do want to complete all those little things, and this will easily give you like 100 hours if you want to do everything. I'm just glad I didn't get cancelled for playing this game. I absolutely love the game.
How dare you? How can you support this game? Cancel him! Cancel him!
Now in number 2, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and I'm working on a full review of this game, so I'm not going to say too much. As of recording this video, I've just completed Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and there's 2 ways of looking at it. I absolutely love the game. I think it could have been a contender for Game of the Year. It's that good, but it is held back by its freaking performance issues. If this came out polished, this would easily be up there as one of the best games in 2023. I can't recommend it to you guys to buy now because it's not ready. But at some parts of the game, it looks like it's running on a PS3. The story, the dialogue, the characters, the way it moves from gameplay to cinematic, but it just flows all so well. The customization in this game is insane, and I'm just loving my traveler outfit where you have BD1 on your backpack. The different stances, the new abilities. I'm not going to spoil anything of this game, but there are quite a few surprises in this game. I was just like, wow, didn't think I'll be able to do that. The unexpected twist and the semi-open world, or the open world, feels like an open world game. And I think that's why on your home planet, or where your base is in Kobo, it's an amazing world and there's so much to explore. And I think because it's so open, there's a lot of lag, there's a lot of issues. It's an incredible game, but it isn't. But it is. Again, I'm working on a full review of this game, so you can wait for another video, but I just feel sorry for those EA employees.
Boss, we are being annihilated online because of the Star Wars, how we released it. What are we gonna do? I told you we needed more time. Boss?
Forget that. I just got paid.
Now, of course, in number one, we have one of the most anticipated PlayStation games, and that is Spider-Man 2. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to pre-order this. What annoys me is that the collector's edition, just like the God of War, I believe it's a digital download code. I want the flipping physical. And who would have thought we would have got a release date at Summer Games Fest? Who would have thought? Just some of the incredible new images we got looks unbelievable. Seeing Venom, Peter, Miles, and I'm telling you now, guys, I am booking the time off on the release date, and we are going to stream it no matter what time. I've decided I'm going to book the time off that day, and we're going to stream it for hours. I love the fact that they said they are not taking the story directly from the comics, so there will be some twists in the game. Supposedly Venom's going to be another character, so it's interesting to see what they do with this game. Will it be Harry Osborn? I think it will, but I cannot wait for this game. The gameplay just amazed me with the combat and the graphics and the Venom suit. I loved it. There's a few people I know that didn't, but I loved the Venom suit. The world is going to be much bigger. Did they say it's going to be double the size? You just know Insomniac are going to deliver with this game. They never fail. They never fail. They never fail. Would you believe it, guys? As I was doing this video, the Ubisoft showcase happened and I nearly forgot about Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. And would you believe it? It is actually coming out this year, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually quite surprised because come on, it's Ubisoft and I thought it would never come out. Some of the gameplay looks very impressive. The environment, the world that we get to explore. I personally would have preferred a third-person view because come on, you're an avatar. Some of the gameplay just reminded me of Far Cry, and what they were describing feels like a typical Ubisoft game. Will it feel repetitive? I'm not too sure. There will be bases to unlock and take over, and I really flipping hope it isn't that typical Ubisoft formula. It is great we are finally getting this game, and no matter what, I want to experience this world of Pandora, coming out very soon. But what do you think about the games I have mentioned in this video? I want to hear your thoughts, so make sure you drop your thoughts in the comment and let me know. Well, let's take a look at the comment of the day from my previous video. Tears of the Kingdom has changed open world games forever. And let me just say, why were people saying that, oh my god, you're talking about a Switch game? You want to risk it? All right, I'm not breaking the law. What's the big deal? Shout out to Andreas Bone. Does not matter, man. A good game is a good game regardless of which badge it comes with. Enjoy it. Still cannot get over the Days Gone bad press. If only they gave you the option to choose from 80+ genders, it would have been a success. Trust me, your comment made me laugh, man. That made me laugh. But yeah, Days Gone, man. I don't know why the mainstream, again, didn't like that game. But I'm really enjoying Tears of the Kingdom, even though that's the only game I'm practically playing on my Switch. It's so freaking addictive. Sorry, guys, I'm talking about a Switch game instead of a PlayStation game. But don't worry, this channel is predominantly PlayStation, but maybe I'll do another video about Microsoft. So if you've just bought a PS5 or you're wondering, why can't I say wondering? So you, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which is very, very exciting, and you know, and for me, I did say in a previous video that you're pissed off that I always play PlayStation, even though you
Anton,
are.
you bought
I'm talking.
It's fast-paced combat. It's very fast. So it's quite exciting at times. I assume it's going. You can edit the color screen that you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna boycott the game. If you play with one and software for delivering, they deserve all the credit and all the positivity. You bastard.
Look here.
I'm looking there.
Are you?
Yeah. You never actually let me play either.
Oh, what's with the monotone?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You never actually let me play either.